Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is not my regular podcast. As you may know by now, this is my attempt of filming Vlogmas, or as I prefer to call it, my sort of advent calendar. So I will be with you every day until Christmas Day for 24 sort of episodes. Today is the 1st of December, of course, and first day of Advent. If you're celebrating Christmas, Advent, as you well know, is the wrap up to the Christmas festivities until the 25th of December. And it's a time of coziness, staying together, keeping warm, knitting, dedicating a lot of times to your crafts, lighting candles, baking and doing all the things nice and cozy while outside hopefully is cold and snowy. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, this is still the time to get really cozy and wait for the holiday seasons to come and the New Year's as well. So I really hope you enjoy these little snippet videos that I will try to put on for the next 4 weeks. And to go along with this Vlogmas, this Advent calendar, there is of course a knit-along. It will be my very first knit-along, so since now I apologize if I don't follow the rule or I am not qualified enough to make a knit-along, but the rules are very simple. I came up a few months ago with a Christmas Bubbles Advent calendars, so 24 Christmas decorations that you can knit, and they are quite different from the usual Christmas bubbles that we have on the internet. I came up with the new different constructions, and they are 24 until, of course, Christmas Day. And they will make a beautiful Christmas tree at the end, and we will knit them together, one every day for 24 days. They are very simple to knit and very quick, so if you get a hang of the technique, you probably will be able to knit up while this video is on. The knit-along will be not just about the Christmas bubble. I realize that probably people will have their Christmas decorations up before this Advent calendar video thing is finished. So I wanted to give the chance for people to take part of the knit-along anyway. And to take part, just pick one of my patterns out of Ravelry and tag me on Instagram, on Ravelry, or send me an email using the hashtag An Irish Knitting Podcast. And you will be entered to a prize draw at the end of these 24 episodes. I'm still collecting prizes, so for now we do have some nice Irish yarn. There will be for sure a couple of patterns for sale. I'm thinking about a book as well, as it's tradition over here. And yeah, if you choose one of my pattern and you start knitting it up, being the Christmas bubble calendar or rather any other patterns, I have a lot of socks, a lot of accessories, a couple of jumpers, so it's up to you. And please tag me or let me know that you're knitting one of my patterns, and I will draw a winner on the 24th of December. So let's get back into this Advent situation. I was thinking what to talk about and how to theme this calendar. And I've seen before a lot of podcasters doing Vlogmas and talking about beautiful yarn calendars, beautiful knitting calendars, and their, I don't know, knitting and crafty life. But as you know, I have a full-time job and I can't dedicate 24 days only for knitting, or at least having some products to show you. And as well Advent calendars with yarns and knit stuff they can be quite expensive. So that is kind of taking this off my plate, and I didn't want to do something that I'm not capable of, or I don't have the experience of, and I wanted to keep it real and meaningful as well for all of us. So thinking about that, I decided to tell you about my Christmas and my Advent, how I grew up in a very tiny village of northern Italy during Advent and preparing for Christmas, what were my traditions. And I really hope you enjoy this, and I really hope you find some value on my blattery. This was born a few years ago, actually. This thinking of this thought of telling people about my tradition when my great grandmother passed away. She was, or is still, the pillar of my family, and she came from a sort of a different time, a different culture. It's the same as in the British world, the American world, even the Irish world. If you have a Victorian grandmother, someone that really lived in another era and kept living within his own time in modern times, if it does make any sense. So it was really a pillar of our household, was a fascinating figure for me and really formative as well. I spent a lot of time with her, and she really taught us everything that she knew, and she taught us to be proud of our heritage and our culture. So let's start with getting into the scene. Grab your coffee, your tea, your project, and picture a December morning. It's the 1st of December, and you just woke up, you put on your pyjama, and you can smell the wood in the fireplace. You can smell the fire and the beautiful pine logs that are sizzling in the fireplace. And you run downstairs in the kitchen and you see a lovely fire brightening the entire room. You see a pot on the stove and a big table in the middle of the room. And you see my great grandmother, her name is Angela, sitting beside the fireplace, keeping warm with a cat on her lap and some knitting, of course. She always had some knitting. Outside it's snowy. It's always snowing in northern Italy, especially in the village that I'm from. It's very, very white and very quiet everywhere. You can probably hear some barking in the distance and the kitchen ruffling around, and you can hear some birds scavenging for grains or little sprouts under the snow, and everything is very, very quiet. Some of the snow is falling from the trees. The woods by the house are scattering with the wind, and everything is nice and quiet and smells really fresh and icy. And you get back into the kitchen feeling really cozy, and you get your first cup of coffee of the morning. So this was it. This was more or less how I used to wake up in the morning as a young child, just looking forward for what the afternoon would bring, and being really excited about having something to do in the kitchen with my great grandmother, and doing some baking, helping with the knitting, of course, and just enjoying December. December always brought to me and to us generally a nice feeling of attendance, of waiting, of expectation for what will be, of course, the big day of Christmas. I really hope you enjoyed this first episode, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.